What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jimmy Grimm checking in for the Come Up Podcast. And on this episode, I'm just going to give my final thoughts on the She-Hulk series, or She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Check it out right after this. First off, the show, let's say I enjoyed the show, but I also understand why people didn't like it. Do I think people were being overly critical? Yes. I personally took this show for what it was, and I found ways to enjoy it. I enjoyed it from the first episode, if I'm being honest. I like the character Jen. I think the actress did a really good job with what she had. I like the supporting cast, her best friend, co-workers. I like all that about the show. The CGI was pretty rough. I mean, the budget, there's not much control they had over that. They did the best with what they had. But I was able to get over it after the first episode. So the episodes were pretty short, but I think it worked with the show. Overall, it was quick, to the point for the most part. Can't be mad at that. Like I said earlier, I enjoyed the show, but I understand why people didn't like it. Reading through some of the comments, people were pretty pissed. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with the Hulk being what would be the word for it? Making the Hulk seem weaker than what he really was. At the end of the day, I think the fight in the first episode, why would he go all out to fight his cousin? A woman at that. Come on now. Let's be realistic, guys. Bruce Banner has more manners and more sense than that, especially in his Smart Hulk form. The people really didn't like the twerking scene with Meg Thee Stallion. I'm gonna read some comments about that later. I didn't mind it. It was an end credit scene. Honestly, you didn't have to watch that part, but it's all good. We'll get into that stuff later. I do enjoy the MCU for trying new things with this character. Overall, like, I'm a person that enjoyed Hawkeye. Has been my favorite MCU show. That's a very unpopular opinion, but personally, I like the grounded stories. That's just me. Like I said, I also enjoyed WandaVision, Loki, Moonlight. I wasn't a huge fan of Captain Marvel. I'm not Captain Marvel. I wasn't a huge fan of Miss Marvel, but I get it. I'm not going to bash the show because I wasn't a fan of it. I understood what they're trying to do. They were geared towards a certain crowd. Just wasn't my cup of tea. But it wasn't a bad show. It just, personally, I wasn't into it. But like I was saying before, I enjoy when the MCU's trying new things, different things. They are trying to cater to new crowds. They're expanding. We have the diehard fans, the core fans. We're going to get what we want. The MCU has misses. They're not going to be perfect. But they also have provided us movies such as Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Captain America, Civil War, Iron Man. The original Iron Man. Some people like 2 and 3. I like the first one. Thor Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, the original Avengers movie. They put out some really good movies and shows. You're going to have hit or misses. Like I said earlier on, I can understand if you didn't enjoy the show. Like, I get it. And people have valid reasons for not liking the show. That's fine. But those same people are tending to criticize people who did enjoy the show. It was geared for a certain crowd. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. That's fine. We're all entitled to our own opinions. Overall, I thought it was a pretty decent show. Is it my favorite MCU show? No. Did I hate the show? No. It was enjoyable for me personally. I took it for what it was. I enjoyed the actress. What she did with the character was great. She's pretty, personally, I think she's pretty funny. Some people would argue against that, but we're all entitled to our opinions. I enjoyed the show overall. I don't want to go too in detail for this because I got to shoot another video tonight. But overall, I thought it was a good show. I was able to enjoy it. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. But let's get into some of the comments we had on a couple of our videos of people when we initially reacted to the show. So now we're going to get into the comments for videos we posted a few weeks ago about the show and see what people had to say. This person, Tanvir Ahmed, apologize if I said that incorrectly. Star-Lord dancing was necessary. He was distracting the villain. Very valid. He or she is responding to a comment that I said in a video stating that people had an issue with She-Hulk twerking in the end credit scene, but didn't have an issue with Star-Lord dancing. But what's your answer for people enjoy Baron Zemo dancing? I've seen YouTubers enjoy Zemo dancing. There's one YouTuber, I'm not going to say his name. He enjoyed it, thought it was funny, thought it was excellent. It was a random dancing scene. Didn't have anything to do anything. But this guy literally bashed She-Hulk for twerking in the end credit scene. That was my point. If you don't like seeing women twerk, you don't like seeing women twerk. It's fine. Like, my whole point was it was an end credit scene. That was my only point, guys. Like, don't kill me. This person, Jinxie712. The thing about She-Hulk is that even though Jen remembers what she did as She-Hulk, she has very little inhibitions. If you notice, she's more animated and lively and jumped into bed with that guy. That's not how Jen is. Dancing with Meg is part of that. That's not something Jen would do, but She-Hulk would. It's the same with Hulk being Bruce's inner rage, like a big baby throwing a tantrum. That is a great point. When Bruce and Jen go into these transformations, they had the personalities change just a bit. Jen becomes much more confident with herself. You can tell when she's in her normal state, she's pretty insecure about a lot of things, unsure of herself outside of work. She's still been a great lawyer and accomplished a lot as Jen. But with She-Hulk, you can tell those insecurities go right away. And then he made a comment about Bruce Banner. Before Smart Hulk, he was the Angry Hulk, which makes sense for the character. That's even the thing in the comics. The Hulk is his inner rage. Interesting. Reverse Flash. Shout out to Reverse Flash. Bruh, there's a big difference. I hate the hypocrisy in it. First, Disney says women are more than their body. Then they make She-Hulk twerk with close-up shots to her butt. That's just not normal and very hypocritical. Okay. Women twerking, I think, is a normal thing. It happens a lot. I mean, I'm not a big social media person, but I mean, I've seen it plenty of times. It's a form of dancing. Can't say much about it. I don't know personally what Disney was doing talking about women's bodies. If you would like to leave that in the comment section, please feel free. I have no idea what that means. But shout out to Reverse Flash. I understand if you don't like seeing women twerk, you don't like seeing women twerk. It's okay. Like I said, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. No judgment here. Love Death 312. Dude, She-Hulk starts to be trash when she brushes Bruce Banner's life like she had it worse than him. Then you see her twerking. So yeah, I can see why men catcall her. She didn't help her argument at all. Okay. I don't think she brush Bruce Banner's life, I look at it like this. It's all about perspective, right? Everyone thinks their life is harder than the next person's. That's just how it is. Her life and from her perspective may have been harder than Bruce's. She doesn't know everything Bruce has been through. He doesn't know everything she's been through. None of us know what everything they've been through. Obviously, it's fake. But saying that she brushes his things aside, I don't think that's the case. It's all about perspective. I don't like to bring. I'm not a big person talking about race, but I had a white friend of mine tell me that racism doesn't exist. That's his perspective. In his world, it may not. I've experienced it. I'm still experiencing it today. But from his perspective, his point of view, his family may not have any racist people in it. In his town he grew up in, it may be all love. But everyone's life experience is going to be different. Everyone thinks their life is harder than the next person. So I don't think she's necessarily brushing his stuff aside. People think their life is hard. She, from her point of view, from her perspective, her life may have been tough. I wouldn't want to be let me tell you this. I'm happy to be a man. It's things in life I don't have to worry about. I have a little sister. I have a daughter. I have a wife. I have a mother. Now, although my mother has my father, I am the protector of my wife and daughter, and my sister has a partner. I still worry about it. The world is different for women. It just is. As men, we don't have to worry about certain things they do, but vice versa. As women, they don't have to worry about certain things we have to worry about. It's human nature. It's normal. So I get what you're trying to say, though, but at the end of the day, we have to look at it from both sides. Life is all about perspective. Your perspective, your views may be way different than mine. Good comment, though. Vi Alive. I hope I'm saying these things right, guys. First of all, I don't have my glasses on. I can barely see what I'm reading, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not, from the bottom of my heart, I apologize. I honestly didn't feel like they were saying all men this or all men that, because clearly we still have guys in the show that are nice and respectable, like Bruce or Pug, but it still tackles issues that women face. It's nice to see you guys have a healthy discussion about it all through, instead of being at each other's or other people's throats. I appreciate that comment. I don't, and I talked about this on an episode we did about She-Hulk. It was after the first episode. Obviously, referring to the last comment when someone was catcalling Jen. There are good people in this world, there are bad people in this world. As I said previously, life is all about perspective. There are great men in this world. There are also guys that I'm not going to say. Let me not put it like that. I'm not going to say that catcalling makes you a bad person. Some women may like that, right? But it's all about understanding your surroundings, understanding the vibe, checking the temperature in the room. I've never been the type of guy to catcall a woman. That's just not my style. I've never had an issue with women. I've never had a problem getting women, but that's just not my style. I've had friends that tried that. I can say I've never seen a catcall go successfully. From what I've seen personally in my life, I've always told a lot of my men friends that women tend to like guys who are kind of chill about it, not overly cocky, or just more confident than cocky. And I've been preaching that for a while, telling my friends, even as a teenager, I've had friends that are loud and kind of get like changed personalities when they're around women, trying to be like, the kind of statement they say that the loudest person in the room, that statement that tends to hold true. People can understand the loud guy is usually the most insecure guy. But like I said, catcalling may work with some people. I've never seen a successful catcall. That's just me. And if it's never been successful, why do men continue to try to do it? Now, I've seen women do it too. So it goes both ways, guys. This is Jen's show. This is She-Hulk's show. This is not Bruce's show. So everything's going to be from her perspective. She may not like being catcalled. It just is what it is. I'm not saying you're a bad person if you do that. That's just, if it works for you and that's what you do, go ahead. I wish you all the success and continued success in the future. But like I said, I've never seen it work. That's just me. But hey, like Via Live said, I hope I'm saying it right. They're showing it's giving us a realistic example of different kinds of people in the world. I think that's what it's doing, because it happens. It happens to women. Men who speak on this, you may not have ever experienced it in your life. But it's the same thing as saying women don't experience some of the things we experience in life and may not understand it. So this is just something a lot of guys may not just comprehend. They may not comprehend it because it's like, who does that for real? That's how I look at it. But that's the end of those comments. Like I said, I enjoyed the show for what it was. Was it my favorite show? No, but I enjoyed it, and I really like the character She-Hulk throughout the series. I love Daredevil. For those of you who watched this podcast in the past, it's Black Panther, and then there's Daredevil for me. But yeah, please let me know what you think in the comment section. Just be kind. Everyone is entitled to their opinions. Whether you hated the show, you can hate the show. That's fine. Whether you love the show, you can love the show. That's fine. But let's not attack each other in the comment section. Come on, guys. We got to grow up. Like, you either liked the show or you didn't. You thought it was okay. That's fine. Your opinion. But please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Come Up Podcast. I'm your host, Jimmy Grimm. Check it out.